Blog Talk Radio.
Good day to all. Thank you for tuning in to the Uvisualeyes Show, where you will experience the top, most powerful, insightful, and talented teachers, speakers, and writers on inner wisdom, personal evolution, and love. This is your host and life transformation coach, Michelle Kraft. Welcome. The Uvisualeyes Show is becoming a more exciting experience every week. Every time I turn around, there's yet another amazing healer, teacher, or shaman as my guest here, sharing their amazing insights. And now, as we started just a few weeks ago, broadcasting from Paris, it's becoming a much more stimulating and provocative experience. And of course, today is no different. And today we will be talking about meditation. The study of effects and benefits of meditation have been numerous, but not until recently have scientists or medical doctors paid any great attention to the practice of meditation, as well as taking the effects of meditation on spiritual and physical health and happiness seriously. However, according to a study by Massachusetts General Hospital to students participating in an 8-week mindful meditation program, appears to make immeasurable changes in brain regions associated with memory, sense of self, empathy, and stress. Additionally, university students who regularly practice meditation increase significantly in intelligence over a 2-year period. In a recent collaboration, the Dalai Lama and scientists united to study meditation in a meeting called The Transformations of Mind, Brain, and Emotion, Neurobiological and Biobehavioral Research on Meditation. The Dalai Lama stated, "All human beings have an innate desire to overcome suffering to find happiness. Training the mind to think differently through meditation is one important way to avoid suffering and be happy." Sounds like a great motivation to me. And on the show today, we have an expert in the practice and instruction of meditation. Rich German is a motivational speaker, life coach, and author of such books as Living the Law of Attraction and Monetize Your Passion, Follow Your Heart, and Create Life's Ultimate Win-Win-Win. Rich is one of the most experienced business and life coaches in the world. For well over a decade, he has personally conducted over 17,000 individual coaching sessions and has led seminars for thousands of people. He has coached thousands of extremely successful business people and salespeople, many earning well over $1 million a year in income. Rich coaches people to succeed not only in business, but also in their physical, mental, spiritual, and family lives as well. He is dedicated to helping people live abundant, happy, fulfilling lives, rich with incredible health, energy, vitality, happiness, joy, fun, and abundance. He not only coaches others to live this way, but he lives this way himself. Today I'm very excited, again, and pleased to say that we have Rich German. Welcome to the show, Rich.
This is a perfect time to talk about meditation after having technical difficulties. So thank you, Michelle, for having me here, and we're going to have some fun, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm so pleased that you're here, Rich, today to share your expertise with our listeners. It's an honor to have you as my guest.
Oh,
and before we get started, you're welcome. I wanted to invite our listeners to call in if you're comfortable, if they have any questions.
Yeah.
Would that be okay? Okay, great.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
The more the better.
Okay. Well, as the thing I stated he lives this way himself. So I want to hear how Rich, tell us about your lifestyle.
Oh, gosh. So the word lifestyle is actually very important to me. In fact, my last book, which just came out recently, Monetize Your Passion, a big part of the book, it's partly a business book which teaches people to turn their greatest passion into a business that will fund the lifestyle of their dreams. But to me, more importantly than the business aspect, the money aspect, is the lifestyle aspect. What I've discovered is that most people have a work style, but ultimately I think most people want to have a lifestyle. In a work style, You get up, you go to a job. Most people don't really like the job that they have, so it's stressful. They're working with people they don't necessarily like. They work for a boss they probably wouldn't, would rather not be working for, and so it's stressful during the day. Then they go home at night and they kind of bring that stress from the day into their family lives, so they're not fully present with their family. They go to bed at night, they're not calm, they're not at peace, so they probably have nightmares about the day, and then they get up the next day, and what do? They repeat the process. So unfortunately, that is how most people live, and what I've discovered is what most people would really want is a lifestyle. And in a true lifestyle, not only are you doing what you love, but you've got time. Ultimately, we all want freedom, and to me that means having the time to do the things that are most important in life, like spending time every day for self-care, for self-love, spending the time not only exercising your body, but connecting spiritually, be it through meditation or other things, eating healthy, spending time with your loved ones, your family, and whatnot. So that's really what I focus on with people is how do we get out of a 9-to-5 traditional work style and create a real lifestyle that you can pretty much do whatever it is that you want and really explore the world and explore yourself and enjoy life at a higher level.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
And no one ever has a problem with that.
No. So I want to come back to that because, really that it is all, at that point, it would be about changing your beliefs about traditional ways, you know, because we have this, this traditional idea of how it should be done and that there's only one way, and it's the way of our grandfathers, our fathers, or whatever.
Exactly.
But we're going to come back to that because I want you to tell us about your background and how you became a motivational speaker and coach.
Sure.
Was there some personal catalyst?
Oh, yeah, a bunch. When I was 21, which was only about 2 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. When I graduated college, I'm a little older than that, not too much. But when I graduated college, I became a salesperson. I sold real estate. That was pretty much the only thing I ever did after college, and I was pretty darn successful at it, but it definitely wasn't my passion. I didn't really like it, although I did good at it, so I did it for a long time. And back in the mid-'90s, I hired a coach who I thought could help me to learn to not only make more money but actually enjoy the real estate business more. And what happened was I never really enjoyed the business more because it wasn't my true calling. However, I really resonated with the coaching aspect. And as that coach became a friend of mine, and as his company grew, he needed more coaches, so he hired me to be one of his coaches. So in 1999, I started coaching, and for many years, Michelle, as a coach, I was a pure business coach. I would help people to make a whole bunch of money, basically. And what would happen is, from time to time, this company, we would put on events where we would meet with all the clients in person. Most of the coaching was done on the phone, but every few months I would meet my clients in person. So I'd meet this guy, and he was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but he was like 75 pounds overweight. Or I'd meet one of my female clients, and she was making all this money, and she'd come to the event with her husband, and I quickly realized that she had an incredibly dysfunctional marriage, and she was completely miserable. So a lot of these people were making a lot of money, but their lives were a mess, and they were unhealthy and unhappy. And I remember making a very conscious decision at one point that I could no longer just look at this person as just a business person, that I had to really look at the person as a whole person, and we had to look at not only their business life, but their personal life, their health, their spiritual life, all the important aspects in life. And this really happened at the time that I was really evolving and really heightened my spiritual journey, if you will. And that really didn't resonate. That was kind of the writing on the wall with my former company, because all they wanted was to make sure these people were making money so that they could afford to continue to pay for coaching. They didn't like the fact that I was talking about their health and all these other things. So that was actually a really good thing, because it kind of forced me out of that company. And now about 2.5 years ago, I started my own company. And obviously with my own company, I have total freedom to do whatever I want. And so now my clients, and they don't always like it, but we work on all facets of their life. And it's actually a really good thing, because to me, success is not just making money. Success is that you are happy. You know, why do we want to make a bunch of money? Well, if we really break it down, we want happiness. We want freedom. And so that's really what it's all about now. So that's kind of the evolution
that's
of
the complete lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's amazing. And my husband actually just recently said to me, because I was having some pain suddenly, and he was like, healer, heal thyself. And I was like, what? No, I'm busy. He goes, Michelle, come back. I'm you're busy. Talking about the lifestyle, you know, the complete life. Yeah. Yeah, shut up, right? Leave it alone.
Well, the truth is, you mentioned that word lifestyle. If you have a classic work style, it's almost impossible to have the time. We need time, especially if you have a family and you have kids. That's a job in itself. We need time to work on our health, to eat right, to heal, you know what I mean, to meditate, to do all these things. So it really boils down to having the time to do it.
Right, in the classical or traditional style, you just can't have it all like in doing it that way, and I'm quickly understanding that. Now, we are talking, you know, today about meditation, but I do want you to tell us about your book, Monetize Your Passion, and why you wrote this, and the benefits to who do you feel will benefit most from this book? What was your intention?
So, kind of funny story. There's a couple stories. I'll share one of how the book came about. I've discovered, and we'll tie this into meditation, that all of my epiphanies or ideas, I no longer take credit for any ideas that I have, because I don't come up with them. They all come to me, so I can't really own it. I always find it funny if someone's like, this is my book or my painting or my this, my anything. Like, you know, really? Like, it just kind of comes to us anyway. So anyways, I've discovered that all of my epiphanies come in one of two places. I'm either in the water. I'm very lucky. I live in Southern California, right on the beach, so I go in the ocean every day, and I get great ideas when I'm sitting on the beach or in the ocean or in my shower, so something water-related, or sitting in meditation. Like, I literally just, if I ever have a challenge or an issue in my life, which happens all the time, by the way, I either hop in the ocean or I just sit and meditate and just ask God or the universe or whatnot, what do I do? Help me. Tell me what to do in this situation. So,
right.
I guess you understand that. So, I don't know, let's call it a year ago, maybe a little more than that now. I was in the shower one morning. For you visual people, you can visualize that one. I'm taking a shower, and I had a thought. Oh, apparently Michelle's one of the visuals. Of course you are. Look at the name of your show. So I'm in the shower, and a bizarre thought comes to me. And the thought was, and for anyone that doesn't know me, this might sound a little weird or arrogant, so just go with me for a moment. The thought was that I was the luckiest guy in the world. I'm like, well, that's a weird thought. What does that mean? I'm the luckiest guy in the world. And I thought about it for a while, and it hit me in that moment that I get to do what I love for a living. Like this conversation, talking about spirituality and passion and coaching and lifestyle, like this is all I talk about all day long. And so I get to do this all day long. That's pretty cool. Like right now, this is not work for me. I assume it's not for you either, except when the technology breaks down.
I'm having a ball.
Okay, good. When the technology breaks down, all of a sudden it feels like work. But we get beyond that. We're just talking. We're just hanging out. This is what we do. So
right.
I get to do what right. Yeah, exactly. So I get to do what I love all day long. Number one. Number two, doing what I love creates financial freedom for me. Yay again for that. And number three, and most importantly, doing what I love makes a real impact for people. So I get to live my purpose and make a contribution, make a real difference in the world, which makes me pretty darn happy. And when I put that all together, I'm like, wow, I am the luckiest guy in the world. And it hit me in that moment that I want everyone to feel like they're the luckiest guy or gal, the luckiest person in the world, and that I could take what I've done in my life and share it with the world. And so I'm like, well, I'll write a book. And when you read at the beginning, the book's called Monetize Your Passion. follow your heart and create life's ultimate win-win-win. That epiphany is the win-win-win. So the book teaches people, and I'm glad you brought it up because I actually give the book away for free, and we can discuss why in a second. But the win-win-win is you do what you love all day long, you create financial freedom while doing it, and you're living your purpose and making a real difference in the world. So everybody can live that win-win-win and be the luckiest person in the world, in my opinion.
That's amazing. And, I actually had, this is funny, like I said, when we were talking before, my husband follows you, and he gets the Daily Energize.
Nice.
And we had actually downloaded Monetize Your Passion some time back, but, we're avid studiers of all of this stuff, and we hadn't gotten to it. And then he said, you should have Rich on the show. And I was like, oh, we should have read that. So now I'm going to read it. I'm going to go back and read it. But anyway, something that came up is, something I do in my work is teaching people, and my coin phrase is finding your tremble. And, and it's similar to the passion or whatever, like your bliss or your passion. Basically, my point is that when you do that which you love, what is, what you're passionate about that you love so much, it makes you tremble with excitement.
Yeah.
And as soon as you tremble, that's when I'm on the radio and when I'm doing my work here, I get that little tremble that says, I don't want to do anything else. And it's an amazing feeling. It's a feeling in which I have so many questions. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, back to Monetize Your Passion, because I'm just so excited about this. There is so many questions I have about my own meditation and different things, but you had a specific benefit that's going on for Monetize Your Passion, correct?
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. So, first of all, I love the word tremble, because when I think of the word tremble, we hear the expression we tremble with fear. And what I want people to get, and I think it's important, when you figure out what your true passion is, this is my discovery, by the way, so other people might disagree. It won't necessarily all be just joyful. Oh, I found my passion. This is my purpose. There'll never be another roadblock. I'm just going to follow it, and life's going to be great. There's going to be a lot of fear in most cases, because what happens is you're out there doing your life, and most people having that work style that we discussed before, and then all of a sudden it just hits you like, oh my God, what I really want to do is this over here. It is extremely normal that you will tremble with some fear, because what happens is your mind will resist. We get very comfortable being uncomfortable in our lives. So making change can be uncomfortable. It's always accompanied by fear, and that's actually a lot about what I talk about in the book, is how do we break through that fear? How do we get the courage and the strength to follow our heart, to shut our mind out and say, listen, mind, listen, ego, we're going down this road whether you like it or not, so you can either hang back here or come with and let's go on a ride together. It's very normal to have that fear. So actually, I think there's a lot of meaning in using that word, Michelle, tremble, because you're going to have some fear. And that's actually a perfect tie-in of meditation, because to me, meditation is the absolute greatest tool that we can tap into. It's our way to directly connect with our source, whatever you believe that source to be, to get the courage, to get the strength, to follow our heart, to follow that passion, regardless of what our mind's going to try to tell us and our ego is going to hold us back. So we'll get more into that, but let me answer your question, because I want to definitely, I think this is important for a couple of reasons. So you asked about the book and the project that we have. So when I came out with the book, I spent literally a year putting together, more than that. I took everything that I've done in the past 2.5 years to grow a business from scratch to now a very successful coaching business. I took everything that I did to do that, and I put it into this book. So it was really a lifetime almost of information that I put together in a very simple-to-follow A to Z steps on how anybody could take whatever their passion is, be it you're a coach, be it you're a healer, be it you're a photographer, a musician, a social media expert. I'm just thinking about people that I coach. Whatever it is that you do, how to turn that into a real business. So I put a lot into it. And then as soon as the book came out, I made a crazy decision, and that was I was going to give the book away for free to anyone in the world that wanted the book. And a lot of people were like, why would you do that? You put so much into it. And I did that for a couple of reasons. Number one is it pains me to see so many people struggling in the world today, and I really feel this book, and the book has proven itself, can really help. So I just wanted everyone to have the book that wanted it. So that was part of it. The other reason, even more importantly, is that I have we call it a project. It's called the Gen Y Project, which is a massive awareness campaign and a solution campaign for homeless children here in the United States. I know, Michelle, you're in Europe now, but I believe you lived in the U.S. for a lot of your life, if I'm correct.
Oh, yes, definitely.
You sound like it, at least. You don't sound French, that's for sure. Or,
no, I'm not French. Just my name.
So, exactly. So most people don't realize, we always hear about homelessness around the world in Africa and India and Haiti after the earthquake and things like that, but what most people don't realize is that it's a massive problem here in the U.S. There's literally 1.6 million children 18 and under, who experience homelessness every year in the U.S. I live in Orange County, California, which I believe is the wealthiest county in the entire country. We have 22,000 homeless kids right here in Orange County. So it's a massive problem around the country.
Astounding.
As I really looked at these astounding numbers, which they are, there's a lot of great work being done out there, but there's really no one organization that really claimed ownership of it and said, we're going to create awareness and do something about it. And I basically just said, I need to take on that role. So what we're doing with the book, we're giving it away for free to anyone that wants it, and we can share how anyone in this call, on this interview, can do that. In exchange, and it's completely optional, you can have the book no matter what, but in exchange we are asking for an optional charity donation, donating money to our project. So you tell me the best way. We can send people to the page to do that, but we're making a movie, so you can see a little trailer that we put together and learn a little bit more about what we're doing.
Right, and you can go to richgerman.com, and I'll post it on my Facebook, as well as we'll do a little ad. I always make a YouTube video of the first 10 minutes of our show, and we'll add it at the end of the video as well.
Okay.
But let's jump real quick. That's an amazing adventure, and I'm